They also indicate that the scale is a little exaggerated due to the render's globe, so I will know something about that. They call it journalistic integrity, and why journalistic integrity is important. I want to talk about an important issue that's happening in Australia right now, but most importantly, I just want to focus on something that I happen to come across that's going on social media that involves the bushfires that are currently happening right now in Australia. But just before I get started, I just want to point out the fact that it's what's happening in Australia is real and it's happening, but at the same time, according to Wikipedia, the impact of Australian bushfires has been extensive in certain areas and caused property damage and have accounted for the deaths of 800 people in Australia since 1851 and millions of animals. So this is not something that's typically new, but it's been going on for ages. But it's also been reported by the Huffington Post that the main cause of Australia's bushfires is dry lightning. This is essentially lightning from thunderstorms that doesn't produce rain. And the majority of these bushfires have been generated by lightning strikes associated with weather and climate effects. That's according to a professor at the University of Sydney. So the fact that these fires have been happening for ages now is not something that's new in Australia, but at the same time, there's a specific concern that really worries me about the type of content that's circulating all over social media. I came across an article in PolitiFact that talks about the digital visualizations of Australia's bushfires via satellite. Now, a lot of people have been showing a lot of these images across social media, and fact of the matter is that it's great that people are sharing these stories via social media, especially Facebook, but my specific worry is concerning the false digital graphics depicting Australia burning via satellite. Now, a lot of these graphics are seeming to be confusing a lot of people about what's currently happening right now in Australia as opposed to what has been happening over a lengthy period of time. Now, if you look at some of the graphics that I'm probably going to pull up right now, but firstly, I just want to start with this article from PolitiFact that shows a digital rendering, a 3D rendering of Australia with a lot of fires that seem to be ravaging the entire country, basically, which kind of gives the impression that the whole country is under fire. What people have to understand about this type of graphic from NASA satellite is displaying fires that have been happening over a certain period of time as opposed to the fires that are currently happening right now. So according to PolitiFact, the photo isn't a satellite image of Australia, it's a digital visualization of fire data. So basically there's fire data that's being provided by some of these graphics as opposed to the actual fires that are happening currently right now. They also indicate that the scale is a little exaggerated due to the render's globe, so I will know something about that. I'm a special effects animator as well, so I know what he's talking about there, but this is just something that people need to be aware of, just cognizant of. Why it's really, really important to get these stories right and try to be as accurate as possible is they call it journalistic integrity. And why journalistic integrity is important for climate change. There's been a false claim that a big wave of arson is driving Australia's raging bushfires, and that has gone viral already in the past week on social media, particularly among climate skeptics. Now, in many instances, people promoting the arson narrative are usually doing so to refute and argue that climate change is a driver of the fires that are going on right now. And with some conspiracy theories already on social media and online, already blaming environmentalists for deliberately starting fires. It's silly, I know, it's crazy, but that's what's going on right now, and these are just some of the things that we need to be aware of. It's really important to keep the public's trust and understanding about what's really going on around the world. Climate change is real, and there's already campaigns that are being championed. I also donated a small amount of money, but with a little bit that we have, a little bit that you have, and everybody just put a little bit into the pocket, it goes a long way. There's a lot of fundraising going on over this cause. We have to always keep in mind that our job is to not frustrate the facts, but we need to rather expose what the reality is. Greta, on the 4th of January, she posted about the Australian fires that are happening. You can go and check her out on her Facebook page. Space.com has a graphic that shows us what's really going on via satellites that are tracking Australia's devastating fires. Now, this is about as accurate as it comes, but they also show a lot of details concerning. They also show a lot of details from NASA. They show a lot of animations of the black smoke from the raging Australian wildfires. They show the positioning and coordinates of the wind and where the winds are blowing, and where the black smokes are causing the fires, and what could potentially cause the fires to join other fires and potentially cause an even bigger disaster as the fires are growing. You just have to check it on space.com. Another interesting website that I came across is vox.com that talked about the viral false claim that nearly 200 arsonists are behind Australia's fires, and they talk about that. You just go and read that story. I'll share the link on the description as well. They talk about people like Donald Trump Jr. and Sean Hannity, if you know them. Donald Trump Jr. is, Donald Trump Jr. We all know that guy. And Sean Hannity from Fox. He posted a tweet and says officials charge nearly 200 with arson, looting as wildfires. And it talks about that. I haven't looked at the tweet. Well, there's a screenshot of the tweet there, but this just goes to show that there's a lot of people who are misinformed out there. And the more people are misinformed and the more people they mislead, it poses a great potential to spread misinformation to a lot of people out there. So that's just what I really want to talk about. Basically, it's really important to just get the right facts. Another website that I did come across was The Guardian, and they also talk about the organizations and individuals who have come in aid of the fires that are happening right now. So there's something that I came across in South Australia. More than 200 firefighters are battling to contain a fire that has burnt more than a third of Kangaroo Island and is threatening to increase in size under difficult fighting conditions. And this happened on Friday. The fires are traveling at about the gusts of about 90 kilometers per hour. And that is extreme, and those are some of the realistic dangers that could pose a big threat in the graphic that I just showed of the gusts that are happening and the black smoke. So guys, this is real. What's happening in Australia is real at the same time, but I think we just need to be careful with what we are sending to people out there, especially the images via satellite. That people need to just be clear about what the actual facts are. And we hope that politicians can put their head together. I know times like this we often feel like politicians aren't really doing much, but this is a situation that really needs our civil society. So do donate to a purposeful cause that's aimed at helping either the firefighters or any of the communities in Australia. Big ups to everybody, including all the organizations that are aiding in donations and in whatever resources that the Australian community could use at this moment in time. God bless you guys. With that said, thanks for watching the video, and do continue to spread the message about what's the wildfires going on in Australia at the moment. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. Stay strong. God bless.